Hi, let us understand about Swarm, Stack, Service and Task. Before getting into the details about the Swarm, understanding about the concept of Stack, Service and Task is important. To have a better understanding of these terminologies, let us consider a sample application, how it will get deployed within a production environment. Let us consider I am going to have a web application within production. Generally, the web application will have a web tier. So I'm going to have a web tier with n number of images deployed as a container and load balanced. So this is going to be a layer with n number of containers load balanced. Let's assume this is of type image engines. And I may have another layer which is going to be the backend processing, which is made of some XYZ or custom image of a microcontroller. And finally, the data may get persisted within a database. So I may have a high availability database. So it's going to be a database layer. So what is the image and how many replica should get maintained? I'm going to define it within a definition file. Generally, this will be of type YAML file. And this YAML file will have the definition in terms of what is the service and the image name, replica, that is how many number of containers going to be there, and the name of the service. So I'm going to have the service name, image and replica. Then next to that, I'm going to have another service too, that is the backend. So this is the front end web layer. A similar way, I will be having the details about the next service, that it is going to be the data processing layer and what is the image and how many replica going to be there. The similar way, I will be having the details about the third service. So the entire layer, we call that as a service. And within the service, I'm going to define how many number of replicas and what is the image. Say if I say the replica is 3, I will have 3 tasks running. Each task will be having the container of type engines. So this is the task. Within the task, the containers of type what it is required will be running. And all the service together, this is called a stack. So the entire service, we call it as a stack. So generally, I will be having a YAML file, which is going to have the definition about the stack and how many number of services going to be there. The services will have the details about what is the image and where it should get deployed, the networking details and how many number of replica going to be there, all such details. And within the service, the replica, that is in terms of what is the default size and how it should scale and how it should scale down, that details will be handled by the task, and the task internally it will be having the containers. And this particular service deployment will be supported very well by the Docker Swarm. So we are going to create a service. Within the service, I will be defining what is the replica and what container, what is the image, what is the task that should get started. This is a high-level overview on the stack, service and task within the Swarm environment.